G'day gamers, VaderG here, welcome back to the channel. So we're in the V630 pre-build. Got the APK a bit earlier today. Guys, I'm just going to apologize straight off the bat. I'm not going to do anywhere near as many videos for this APK as what I normally do. A couple of things, I've had a massive week at work. Today also happens to be my birthday, so I've got a fair bit of family stuff going on. And yeah, I'm just going to take it a little bit easier this one. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to have a quick look at the new characters, how to acquire them. We're going to have a look at their uniforms, their uniform options. We might drill down into the Medusa uniform and also the two new uniforms for Iceman and Kamala. And what we'll do is we'll come back and have a look at, we'll have a look at Black Bolt a bit later. We'll have a look at Thane just a little bit later as well. And we'll have a look at Dazzler just a little bit later as well. Okay, so new characters or change characters. So the changes with this update are Black Bolt gets his tier 3. This is what his uniform looks like. It looks absolutely insane. And he plays like a totally different character, and he has some very, very powerful skill effects as well. Now we're going to have a look at his uniform options. I'll just run through each uniform option for any of the uniformed units so you guys can see what's what. And then we'll come back and actually go through some skills. So I think we'll go through Medusa first because she's actually changed quite a bit from a skill set point of view. And then we'll go through the two uniforms that will not actually be available with the V630, but will come in future, probably maybe at the mid-month patch or whatever it may be. Anyhow, Black Bolt uniform options: Human Torch first, Emma Frost second, Wolverine X-Force third, Captain America Marvel Avengers Endgame is fourth, Vision Uncanny Avengers as the fifth uniform option for Black Bolt. Like I said, looks pretty badass, and I believe he's going to be extremely powerful, but we will give him a bit of a test run as well. Brand new character, Thane, son of Thanos. He is a universal villain. He's an inhuman super villain, and he's an interesting character. He doesn't have a uniform. He comes into the game as a tier 2 unit with no awakened skill. And if we look at sort of the class he's in from an alliance battle point of view, he's up against his old man. He's up against Thanos, and yeah, I mean, he's up against a tough assignment to sort of take Thanos down from an alliance battle perspective. I think having no uniform, having no awakened skill, and having no tier 3 skill. How do we acquire Thane? Well, he's a 20 biometrics daily, so he's a bio sub character. Unfortunately, I think in this, we'll roll. Well, I'm not going to dwell on this too much, right? Let's head over and let's have a look at Dazzler and see where we actually get her from as well. And it's an extra 20 exchange daily. So both of the new characters in this update are paywall. And this is a bit of a theme that we're seeing from Netmarble. More and more that new characters, there's not too many free-to-play characters coming along. And, to be perfectly honest, it's a trend that's pretty shit. It's not something that I endorse as a star agent. It's not really something that I'm actually proud of being associated with when new characters are coming along and they require some sort of paywall to be unlocked. Having said that, we have the event quest in game at the moment. Potentially, hopefully we can use tokens for one of these two characters. So maybe one will be free to play with those event tokens. Because I've said it before and I've been tricked up where I've kind of said it's paywall and then all of a sudden you can get them with tokens. So we've got Dazzler as well. X-Gene sub, no uniform, an interesting character once again, but we'll get back to her a little bit later. So they're the two new characters, Thane and Dazzler. Medusa has a brand new uniform, and we might actually have a look at that. We'll have a look at it now. It looks absolutely amazing. I love the look of her hair. I love the look of the uniform in general. I think she looks so much better than what she looked at before, and I actually thought she didn't look too bad before, but I really like the appearance of this uniform. And she has an awakened skill now. All right, so that's a big change for her, and I've actually transcended her awakened skill. So that's the awakened skill stats. If anyone wants to sort of read through that, I won't. You can pause it on screen now and read through yourselves. it looks like it has a lot of standard stuff in regards to an awakened skill where we've got true, accumulated damage. We've got massive increases to the crit rate and crit damage. Ignore dodge rate by 70, massive invincible 8 seconds, and this is the transcended version, right? Her tier 2 skill is that. Her first skill is physical damage. Her second skill, 30% bleed damage and removes elasticity. Her third skill has a self buff, so it has a max HP recovery, increase all attacks and defenses by 70%, increase all speed by 10%, and crit rate by 45%. Her fourth skill now has 25% decrease of all defenses, stacks up to 50%, but doesn't ignore immunity, so really questionable from a world boss ultimate perspective as to where she fits into things. 30% ignore defense as well, which is kind of, I don't know, it's a bit of a mer type stat to apply to self, because you're probably going to have that maxed anyway, right? Fifth skill, 30% bleed damage, removes removes elasticity, incapacitation, paralysis. We've got penetration, we've got an 35% increase of all attacks, so another buff on top of that. So the fourth and fifth get pretty decent buffs. Now her passive, this is where things get interesting, right? So her passive skill has changed a lot. Now her passive skill applies to inhuman allies, increases damage dealt to supervillain type characters by 45%. Now that's a real game changer and will come in pretty damn handy if you want to be running Black Bolt in any modes, and obviously applies to herself as well. So going to make her way more formidable as a standalone unit, but also to any inhuman allies. That is a serious buff. Her leadership, 45% increase of all attacks. What was it before with the old uniform? Let's just quickly check. Was it 42% or something like that? Her leadership? Yeah, 42%. So her leadership's gone up by 3%. Token gesture, really, but I guess, it's something's better than nothing in that regard. Let's have a quick look at her uniform options, and then we'll run into her actual skill previews. Okay, so first one is Crystal, Fantastic Four. Second, Spider-Man 2099. Third, Hulk Team Suit. Fourth, Cyclops, Phoenix 5. And fifth is Lunar Snow Andromeda Suit, which, unless you're a brand new player, many people will actually have that at Mythic. Okay, let's have a look at her skills, and then we'll quickly check out Kamala Khan's new uniform and also Iceman. So firstly, third skill, and I have to admit, I love the look of her skill set. I think it's really good. I thought her third skill used to be a bit clunky. Now it looks really good. First skill also, that's close to 100. If you get that sort of mob together, you're looking at 100 hits. Well, maybe just slightly different angle. There we go, 87 hits on that. Second skill. That looks awesome. It does visually look really cool. Fourth skill. Has the silence on it there. It's we'll get that from a different angle. Sort of jams them and then comes up from the ground. Very cool looking. Fifth skill, and I love the look of this skill. I love that fifth skill. It's like a hair tornado, and it's not something you see every day. It looks really, really cool. And look how many hits it has on us. Phenomenal amount of hits. Nice. Okay, now let's have a look at the Awaken skill, because this is a little bit, we haven't seen her with an Awaken skill. Whoa. Oh, and then there's a massive gem come down and smash them. And it looks like it has a bunch of effects on it, right? So that's pretty cool. I think that looks like a really nice uniform and probably a very significant upgrade, particularly with that passive. That passive will be interesting for a lot of people, I think, in a lot of game modes. So I think she'll be a very handy character. Let's have a quick look at the other two uniforms that have been introduced in this update. And I probably won't talk about the uniforms again. These are uniforms that won't actually be available, I don't think, when the update drops, but they're visible in this APK, but we can't actually play with them in the APK. Okay, so first one, Miss Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel Kamala Khan, uniform effect, 15% increase of all attacks, 30% increase HP, super armor all defenses, 50%. I mean, that's very, very nicely balanced stats to be sort of given that type of thing there. Her passive now gives her, when HP below 50% applies itself 30% of recovery at max HP. Very nice as well. First skill, physical damage. Second skill, physical. Third skill, stun and a fracture, and then applies itself 50% of recovery rate, so it's pretty nice. Goes against hits 8 hits, increase all attacks, all defense by 25 and all speeds by 5. Nice mix. Seems quite defensive, but does have some attack stats as well. She got shock damage on her first skill, which is going to be pretty cool. Decrease all defense, which will also apply to all world boss. Stacks up to 50. Immune to all damage on that skill as well. And the fifth skill, another buff and another, defense down type skill as well. So pretty massive buffs, I would say. Now it's kind of actually a shame that we can't. It's quite an exciting skill set. It's kind of a shame that we can't really test her out. We can't play any modes with this uniform. So let's have a quick look. And I have to say, she plays. This might sound strange, but to me, it feels like she plays a little bit like Reed, and that's not a bad thing, all right. Reed's a real fun character to play, and to me, she feels a bit like that. I mean, look at that. That looks pretty awesome. Just with her sort of flexibility and rubber, sort of elastic type moveset. It does remind me of Reed a lot. And I think that's not a bad thing. She does look quite defensive though, so that's going to be interesting when she actually is released into the game. Anyhow, let's have a quick look at Iceman. I like the look of her uni too, by the way. I think it's a pretty cool looking uni. Way better than her last uniform. Although the hair color, I don't know about that. That's sort of greyish kind of look. But the actual rest, I don't know. I like it. It looks cool. Okay, let's have a look at Iceman with his new uniform. And this is a uniform where I don't particularly like the look of it. I mean, I haven't said this for a long time actually about a Netmarble uniform, but for me, this uniform, when you have an ice blue character to make a blue and grey uniform, it looks really drab, to be perfectly honest. For me, this is not great. Not the best work from Netmarble from a design perspective. Maybe it's really true to the comics, I don't know. But, Anyway, Iceman, a very powerful character, obviously paywall. So the uniform, I would say for most people who are ranking the uniform up, it's going to end up being like a mega rank up ticket, which turns into quite an expensive character to get him fully all the way where he is. Uniform bonus, when free skill is used, which is basically a lot of the time. Crit damage increased by 45%. Not really sold on that skill because you're going to have crit damage largely maxed anyway. But maybe maybe it means you don't have to do that. 35% increase of all attacks. Let's have a look at his skill changes. Deals chill damage now, which he did before anyway. But the first skill has changed. The second skill, freeze, cold damage. Third skill is where it gets interesting. Deals 35% chill damage every 1 second. Gives himself super armor and all defenses up by 15. But summons an illusion, which is pretty neat. And also 100% chance for immunity to all damage. So let's have a quick look at his skills. Like I said, not a massive fan of the uniform. Now, guys, as we're going through this stuff, well, there's the summon right now. That's the third skill. Certainly changed. And yeah, what are they just pelting those dudes with the ice balls? Not bad. First skill. Wow, I love that. I love that. Look at that. That looks so cool. So kind of, just creating little platforms, and he's doing some sort of parkour moves off the back end of it. Second skill has that freeze and a massive amount of hits. Look at that. It's huge. So nice, real nice burst damage there. Fourth skill is pretty well the same as what it was. Fifth skill, pretty much the same as what it was. Not sure if it has extra hits or not. Not really sure. I imagine it probably will. So that's Iceman, guys. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know what do you want me to do in these other videos. Like I said, I'm not going to do 10 videos. I'm not going to do that sort of stuff this weekend. Let me know what you want me to do. I'll probably be taking Thane for a run in Alliance Battle Extreme. Tomorrow I'll probably just double check the Alliance Battle schedule in here. We'll probably take... Yeah, what the hell? No restrict. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. God, well, I'm looking at Blast. Anyway, Universal Superhero. So we can take the others for a run tomorrow if we get time to do that. Let me know what you want me to do in the videos. Hit me up in the comments below. Anything special that you want me to look at. And yeah, let's go from there.